David Menzies for Rebel News here at the St. Lawrence Market in Toronto, and I'm with Jenny Wang with the Souvenir Market shop. Jenny has been in business here for 18 years, never missing a day, but by the end of this month, Jenny is going to be out of business. Another COVID-19 casualty? Oh no, the virus had nothing to do with this. In fact, it was something even worse. Bureaucracy at City Hall is forcing Jenny out of her shop. Just wait till you hear this story, folks. So, Jenny, as I said, you first opened here 18 years ago. You were the first souvenir shop here, I understand. And suddenly, you've been told by the city, which runs the St. Lawrence Market, you've got to leave. You've got to shut down by the end of July. What happened?
Yeah, I think I was retaliate because when I make a complaint, and the market was just ignore, right? And then when I have no choice, then I wrote a letter to the manager's boss in the city, but the letter was come back to the manager, right? And the manager very mad. And he even threatened me in the face, say, I can kick you, I can move you to the back or to the basement, So
move your shop, that is, right?
Move my shop,
okay.
Because I'm here complaining, So if they put me on the basement, maybe I'm not complaining anymore, So that's why I think, because at that time I still have a long lease, from 2015 to 2019. So I guess I was protected by the lease. So when my lease was finished at 2019, I think they found a reason, excuse. Now it's you have too many souvenirs, so they kick me now.
Yeah, I've seen our friend Joe Warmington in the Toronto Sun. He did some stories chronicling your plight, and sure enough, he quotes Brad Ross, the city spokesman, as saying there are too many souvenir shops. I understand there's 5, but you were the first one here, so why do you have to leave and the other 4 don't?
I have no idea. That's why I'm very confused. Yeah, because I'm the first one open the souvenir shop, and other people copy my souvenir items.
Yes.
Now they become a souvenir shop. Actually, they just have the add on, But when you see their lease, they are not allowed to sell in souvenirs, So I think this is an excuse, to try to kick me out.
And it's an excuse because when we talked about this off camera, you had some incidents where there was somebody with, I guess we can call it addiction issues. He was busking, for change in the front door or near your store. He was scaring customers away. And you, as a rent-paying tenant, you did the logical thing. You complained to management, but it looks like management didn't like you complaining.
Yeah, because before 2018, 2013, did you see the gate area?
Yeah.
That should be a old door. It's heavy door, from floor to the ceiling.
Okay.
And the top part is completely glass.
Okay.
So this is completely sealed, from inside the store and the lobby area.
Okay.
And before the busk, musician play in the lobby, but it's totally block out the noise. So we are not affected. But after this renovation, did you see the door is opened up?
Right.
Now the busker play in the lobby, and it's become very noisy. That's why I complain. I personally not against buskers. A majority of buskers are nice people, very considerate, and some buskers and I become a good friend, But some busker is drug related, and they are fighting, here. Yeah. And one time I even have to call security to come because they are fighting physically, They're fighting for the sports and arguing and swearing, I think the market should have better management, for the buskers. I just don't get it, It's become many hours daily. They come here daily every day, and so loud, and I can't even hear when customer talk. When I on the phone, I cannot even hear what I'm talking, So
this is hurting your business.
It's not only hurting business, it's only hurting my mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, it's very stressful and a high level, like a noise exposure to many hours a day. Yeah.
Surely it's their job to give you a comfort zone because you are a rent-paying tenant and the busker is not.
Exactly, yeah. And also I know other tenants like downstairs or also location, they also make a complaint, because it's not everyone complain, but also other people complain too, So,
okay.
But other tenants were taken care of, by the city. And I know one busker, she was told you are not allowed to play in their spot, That's why I feel I wasn't treated equally like as other tenants when we make a complaint. Yeah.
What is going to happen, Jenny? You've been here for almost 2 decades. What are you going to do at the end of July?
I don't know. Even I put the 2-for-1 sale, still have no customer because the border still closed, right? And I have no tourists. So I really don't know what to do with my...
You see, this is what makes your story so tragic, I think, Jenny, is that you're right. The border is closed to tourists. You're a heavily dependent tourist destination for your sales. COVID made so many stores, the market included, shut down. And you've had all, these impediments to running your business. And then you'd think management would be in your corner. Instead, they're trying to shove you out of the building.
Yeah, that's very upset. But I was in totally shock.
In the meantime, we'll reach out to the market management and find out what the real reason is. Yes, hi. Is this Daniel Pachica?
This is, yeah.
Yes, hi there, sir. My name is David Menzies with Rebel News. And I'm just doing a story about the Souvenir Market and about how Jenny is being forced out of her shop by month's end. And when we spoke to her, she thinks the real reason for her being evicted is that you took offense to her complaining about a busker that was causing her lost business. And I just wanted to reach out to you and get your side of the story on that.
No problem. So can I have your full name, actually? Just so what I'm going to do is so we have a media relations team that is dealing with all media for this story, and I'm just going to redirect you to them, and what they'll do is you send them your questions, and then we'll prepare the answers for them.
Oh, I understand that, sir, but you're part of the story, actually. She's saying this is essentially a personal vendetta because you objected to getting involved with this busker. And I don't know how an outside media relations person would know what's, in your mind. So can I just ask you, do you have any empathy? Do you have anything in your heart for Jenny that's going to lose her shop after 18 years for what I think is no valid reason other than she perhaps complained too loudly to you, and for some reason you have a vendetta about that?
So as I said, any questions, just redirect them through them.
I acquiesced to Mr. Pachica's suggestion and reached out to the City of Toronto. And here is what City of Toronto spokesman Brad Ross had to say, quote, "Hi, David. As I told Joe, the St. Lawrence Market is one of the city's premier tourist attractions, having, in fact, been recognized by National Geographic as one of the world's great markets. It's also a city asset that must maximize revenues from its vendors. We have a responsibility to Toronto taxpayers to manage the market and the leases responsibly. In short, this means business decisions are sometimes made that are not going to please everyone. We are very sympathetic to Ms. Wang and her desire to continue as a merchant at the market, but the issue here is a combination of an over-representation of the souvenir category, the need for tenants to operate during set market hours as required by the lease agreement, and the city's right and obligation to make decisions that are best for the market and all of its vendors to ensure the market's continued success. While the city has not received a complaint from Ms. Wang about management at the market, Ms. Wang is encouraged to present these concerns to the City of Toronto's Ombudsman so they can be addressed independently. The city is prepared to extend Ms. Wang's lease until July 31st. I want to restate, and this is important, that the tenant mix and number of vendors in each category were the main considerations in the city opting not to renew Ms. Wang's lease, end quote. Now, folks, while I appreciate the response from Mr. Ross, nowhere does his email address the alleged vendetta against Jenny by Mr. Pachica, nor does his response address why Jenny Shop, which was the first souvenir store to be established at the St. Lawrence Market some 18 years ago, is now the first souvenir shop to be forced out. Again, it just makes no sense. Why is it everyone in Canada in a position of authority is so scared shitless to talk, even when it's a story about their alleged behavior? I find this cowardice absolutely astonishing. And what's more, without having any proof, of course, this leads me to believe Jenny's side of the story, that this individual had some kind of vendetta against her because she had the temerity to complain about somebody who isn't a rent-paying tenant chasing business away. But you know what? I guess that's the way they roll in John Tory's Toronto, isn't it, folks? Reward the takers, penalize the makers. What a disgrace. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, you know Rebel News, we haven't cut back our reporting like the mainstream media. We are getting out into the field more so every day, every week, every month, but we need your help. If you can, please go to rebelfieldreports.com. Make a donation so that we can continue to bring you the other side of the story.